it's really difficult to judge a country's safety level because everyone's different. They have different levels of tolerance or expectation of safety. We're all from different backgrounds, we're all from different countries, with different genders, and we have our own perceived or definitions of what we think is dangerous and what we think is safe. However, I'm going to do the best I can just to give my opinion from experiences and my thoughts, and then you may be able to go away with that information and tweak it a little bit depending on if you're male, if you're female, age, whatnot. If you work out, that doesn't really make a difference. Just try to crack a joke. I've lived in a few countries around the world now, in different regions, as in different continents, and people can often get the wrong idea about countries they've never been to. Or they may go to a certain country which other people think is safe and have bad experiences and think, well, I don't want to go there again. I've lived in Ghana, pretty safe. I've lived in the Middle East, Bahrain, Kuwait, UAE. Yes, they are the safer countries, but massively safe and really good countries to bring up your family, in my opinion. That's another thing. Everyone's opinions and situations are going to be different to mine. So even in some countries, you know, depending on your orientation, I think that's the right word for it now. I'm doing my best. It's going to differ. But for me, Taiwan overall, with my experience of travel, of living in different countries, is a really safe country for my needs. I'm a father, I've got a son. I'm very happy to have my son being brought up in this country for the rest of his life. Obviously, I'm not going to have a choice about that when he becomes an adult or even a teenager, or maybe next year when he's 9. But yeah, I'm happy right now that I'm in this great country, surrounded by amazing people, a superb environment, and it's just right for everything which I envision about feeling safe. Not envision, but even feel about feeling safe and not having to worry on a daily basis for your safety or your safety of loved ones and friends and family around you. Me personally, I judge if a country or a place or any kind of place, it doesn't have to be a country, but we're talking about Taiwan here, a country, is safe based on how dangerous it feels in terms of, are you going to be harmed physically by a person in a random situation on a daily occurrence, or how often could that occurrence potentially happen. Now, we've got to remember, bad things can happen in every country, regardless if it's the safest country, factual, it's the safest country in the world or not. Things can happen. You'll be crossing the road, it could be dangerous. You could be climbing a mountain, it could be dangerous. The people around, most on average around the country, could be more dangerous than not. It might not be safe to walk around in public at certain times of the day, or even I say in the evening, or even the day. Got that back to front. So I judge on whether or not you feel threatened on a daily basis when you are out in public. I don't like the fact that you can walk around in some countries or some places, even in safe countries, and feel threatened by people just randomly on the street, whether it be mugging, people trying to steal stuff from you, physical violence, verbal abuse. Not that I'm nervous of it. Obviously, being bold and a ginger doesn't help, and I've learned to have a strong backbone. But it's just nice for people of all levels of confidence, of all levels of social ability, and of all genders, all races, to feel comfortable in an environment, to be able to walk happily without having a massive thought, or even the smallest thought in the back of your mind, that you're going to be in some kind of danger on a daily basis. So look, I like the fact, personally, my favorite thing is in Taiwan is you can walk around day and night. Look, it may be different for females, I'm talking from a male perspective here, day or night, early morning, and feel really, really safe. You're not under threat. You can go out for a run, you can go out for a walk, you can go out to a shop, to a restaurant, and you feel safe. And you can walk around with your family, with your children, and also feel safe for them and feel safe for yourself. I enjoy not being threatened on a daily basis. And you might say, well, have I felt threatened before? To be honest, when I go back home to the UK now, maybe I've been in too much of a bubble here in Taiwan. I feel nervous, I feel anxious, and even though situations may not be threatening, I feel threatened. So now I've kind of become accustomed to what Taiwan has to offer, in my opinion, on the safety levels, and I'm probably spoiled now. I believe that and I appreciate that. Of course, people can find trouble anywhere they go, especially visitors or foreigners to another country, mostly Westerners who go to Asia and think they're all, I was going to say the best thing since sliced bread, but some people who are watching this might not know what that means, but think that they're on top of the world. And yes, look, you all have a few drinks or get up to mischief or do stupid behavior. There's a mosquito, I think, serves me right for walking around in a park, and you think, yeah, awesome, okay, and you bring trouble upon yourself. It can happen in Taiwan, it can happen in super safe countries as well, okay? And look, you can find trouble anywhere in any country if you go to the wrong areas, or if you do the wrong things, if you don't follow rules, if you don't follow laws, or if you don't follow most of the cultural aspects as well. So by trying to abide by the rules, okay, you still want to be in that safe environment. Again, what Taiwan offers, which is great. So with that in mind, yes, if you go to the wrong place in Taiwan, I should talk mostly about Taipei because I live in New Taipei City, but I know Taipei and New Taipei City. But if you go in the wrong places of any country, if you go in the wrong place of Taiwan and you start being an idiot, you're not making a safe environment. But generally, I found in my experience, my parents comment on it when they come and visit, it is very safe in terms of that feeling of safety in your surroundings regards to other humans. Are other humans likely going to cause you damage, kind of mentally or physically? You don't get the feeling that they will. And that's a really nice feeling to have on a daily basis. However, it's probably one feeling that a lot of us and a lot of people take for granted, and you have to be careful about. Do you walk around on the street day or night and see people running past and grabbing people's bags? I haven't seen anything like that happen in my time. It's not to say it doesn't happen, I'm sure it does, but I've not witnessed it. Taiwan, again, in my experience, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen, and it doesn't mean that you should let your guard down, but you can leave things around and they won't get stolen, okay? Valuable things, so you might drop something. You can drop a wallet with cash in it, credit cards and everything, and it'll turn up either at one of the shops where it was kind of left outside, or at the nearest police station, or someone somehow contacted you to let you know. Same if you leave something in a taxi, they will go out their way to try and find out who you are, where you live, and get it back to you. And this is a lot down to the Taiwanese people, which is an amazing level of, I don't even know the word for it, but because look, everyone's different in their own right, but the Taiwanese just don't really want to steal. It's not to say that people don't steal, but in general, they don't want to steal things. I just remembered another point to add in, afterthought. So things like when you get a taxi or you go to a restaurant or you buy something, you're not expected to tip or give extra money. In some Asian countries, you go there, you're under pressure about bartering or paying more than you should. There's not that issue in Taipei, New Taipei City, unless you go to some of the dodgier areas or establishments, but that's your choice. But yeah, you don't find that. It's, you know, we're not a third world country here. Everything's quite developed in Taipei. So if you've never been here before, but you've been to, and this isn't being degrading to other Asian countries, you've been to some other countries which may feel like a bit like the Wild West, it's a little bit different. Another afterthought allegedly there are gangsters around, allegedly, and apparently they are more mixed into society than you might see in other countries. And so I've heard experiences of these people, what I'm not quoted, but what may be perceived as gangsters, are very nice. However, I've also heard that you don't want to get on the wrong side of them, and that brings me on to another point. Taiwan is a small country, Taipei is a small city, other cities outside of Taipei are small cities as well. Just try and be on your best behaviour as much as you can, although it's difficult all the time, but that would be a recommendation. So this talks kind of a law of averages. It's very rare if you, let's say, leave your laptop on the table where I am now, and then just go like 1 minute across where I'm sitting from to get a drink and come back and all my bag and laptop stolen. You're not going to find that. And look, through this video, if you're watching it, you may say, yeah, but it's the same in this country or this country. Yeah, it probably is, but I'm talking about Taiwan. I'm trying to explain to you the safety levels of Taiwan, so you can make your own comparisons. I'm trying to help people out who may be interested in I look even shorter than I am here. I look like a real short human. You can make the comparisons. I'm trying to help out people if they want to move to Taiwan and to Taipei. Now, Taipei for a city, for me, again, super safe. Just everything I've said can be said for Taipei city as well, even on a night out. Yes, you can find trouble on a night out, but generally you can go all your life in Taipei without having any trouble personally happen to yourself on a night out. You can walk around at early hours in the morning and not be too much harassed. Again, coming from a male, maybe different females. Well, nowadays in changing rooms, I feel a little bit harassed sometimes, but not so much in danger. That's a different story. So, and it's not my fault. So in terms of crime, in terms of kind of assault, harm from one human to another, all good. In terms of people shouting things at you across the road or looking to cause trouble, all good. It's not to say none of these individuals exist, as of course they do, but in general, there's just a massive feeling of safety. And I'm so fortunate to be able to live in such a country and bring up a son in this country as well. So fortunate. And I think some other foreigners should also feel fortunate. They probably do, even though some of us may get annoyed with the country, which we're kind of entitled to, but not entitled to, because we've got a choice to leave if we want to. But safety in Taiwan for me is just one of the amazing reasons to live here. And if you've got a family as well, you can go to the park. I'm not saying you should just take your children to the park and walk off, but you know, you feel that you have got that safe environment inside the park and around the park. You've still got to keep your wits about you as a parent. You just feel a lot more safer. Now, that's my definition of feeling safe. However, people can say, yeah, but what about driving? What about the roads? It's true. The driving is not of the highest caliber in Taipei or in Taiwan. Yeah, but it's the same everywhere. Again, I'm talking about Taiwan and Taipei. There are, I don't know the stats, but you can look into this. There are quite a lot of road traffic accidents. There was a thing going on with cars and buses not stopping at zebra crossings, and then they try and bring in new laws and everything. So that is dangerous. So if you kind of judge the safety of a country on that, you could say, yeah, Taiwan could be slightly dangerous. The infrastructure is good in and around Taipei, unlike some areas of the country and unlike other Asian countries. So comparability to like Indonesia or Vietnam or India with crazy traffic, okay, that Taipei is okay, but it does have its problems, so that can be unsafe. So I tried to cover like kind of human to human interaction. It's pretty safe. Not pretty, it really is safe. Not 100% safe, not going to be 100% safe, and I'm just trying to give you my own personal thoughts. Kind of theft, burglary, pretty safe as well. I mean, most of the apartments are pretty safe. Not to say it doesn't happen, but yeah, you feel, and you shouldn't just leave things around, but you know, I've left things in my bicycle basket before and come back because I forgot it's still there. I've lost keys before, I've lost my wallet before, even a mobile phone, and they all, I don't know why I'm still holding my fingers up, and they all turn up. I can go to the river, and then if you're having a picnic, you can leave your laptop there, you can go off to the toilet and come back, and it's still safe. That's what I like about the Taiwanese, although some people, I probably say it sometimes as well, they can seem a bit standoffish, but they're always there for you when something is right or wrong. Yes, there's some times when some people aren't there for you, but in general, when something is there, look, I can see someone trying to steal that laptop and run away with it. Someone, if they see it, I would hope, but I would feel confident that someone might stop. An example here is, unfortunately, there are some kind of stabbings what go on the MRT or metro. Now, it's a big thing in Taiwan because it's a rarity. It doesn't always happen. So when it does happen again, you think, this always happens. But it doesn't always happen. For example, if you put the stats to a city in another country where you are in danger of getting threatened by a knife or weapon or object, probably 3 times out of 7 days in a week. And look, I might be over exaggerating it, but these places exist. So look, there are some times when someone's brought a knife onto the metro, on the MRT, and stabbed people and tried to, and people are always there to step in. There's been Taiwanese come in, they all get together and they try and stop it from happening. On occasions there's been 1 or 2 brave people what have done it. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to explain by, if something bad is happening in view, it's often stopped if it's a very wrong thing to do. And yes, look, like everywhere, there is a lot of blind eyes being turned. What I mean by that is, sometimes, depending on what country you're from, you feel like something may be happening and you think, why isn't no one stepping in? But again, it's not really your place to. Everyone's got different tolerance levels of this and different opinions of this. So that happens everywhere. It can happen here. For example, someone breaking rules and someone turning a blind eye. I keep saying turning a blind eye, just ignoring it, okay? Which, again, it doesn't matter what country you're from, what nationality you're from, everyone could do that as well. And again, it's tolerance levels. So yes, people do break laws and rules in front of you, but is it going to damage you? Is it putting you in any danger? This is what I'm trying to say. And for me, Taiwan, all the places I've lived in, and it's not putting down, you know, Kuwait was massively safe. Bahrain was massively safe. Okay. All the places I lived in, Taiwan is just amazing. And like I said, really amazing. And that is just a massive weight off your mind when you got children, or when you want to just go out and not feel scared on a daily basis. Another topic, what people may judge the safety of Taiwan is, yeah, but China's going to attack and take over Taiwan or send a nuclear bomb and destroy the beautiful island. This has been going on for years. I'm not going to get too political into this. If China was going to do it, it would have been done by now. Maybe it might happen in the distant future. However, it goes deeper that it wouldn't be beneficial to China to do it, in my opinion. And having lived in China also, there's a big part of the media, especially the Western media, which blows everything out of proportion. The Taiwanese have been living like this for decades, and they go along the usual day, normal business. Oh, but they put ships and barricaded and they keep going into no-fly areas. It's all blowing up to try and take off people's focus from the crap what's happening in their own country. I've lived in China, and basically people just get on with the business in China as well. They're not every day walking around going, can't wait till we take over Taiwan. Can't wait till we blow up Taiwan. Can't wait till we attack Taiwan. No one's saying it, okay? Really. Trust me, I've lived there and I live in Taiwan, and no, either side isn't saying it. In my opinion, again, I'm not saying 100%, and you've got to do your own research, and it's your choice and your actions and your consequences, I feel pretty safe. And it's likely that if anything is going to happen, it'll be done politically anyway. You saw what happened in Hong Kong. It wasn't pretty, but Hong Kong is different, was very different to Taiwan. So that's my take on that. You might think differently. And finally, natural disasters, earthquakes. Yes, typhoons. We are prone to earthquakes here. We had a really bad one last year. Was it around April time, I think? They normally hit, it could be central Taiwan, it could be more southeast or on the east coast. You do feel shockwaves, you do feel the earthquakes in Taipei as well. Japan also prone to it all along like that. Is it the Devil's Belt or something it's called? We do get a lot, people do die. It's sad, it's scary. Excuse me, but the last one was the biggest I felt, and I felt a few. But nowadays, all of the buildings, the infrastructure are a lot stronger. However, there are some buildings which still receive structural damage, but it's not a reason to not live in the country. It doesn't happen enough for you to not live in the country because of solely that reason. And it is scary when it happens, but then you forget about it until the next time. But when an average earthquake, when it happens, you know, sometimes you don't even feel it. Apparently we had one a few days ago. I didn't feel it, but other people did feel it. But if it's a big one, if you're in a building, the biggest danger, if you're in the building and the building's been built how it should be for a country what has earthquakes, then you're safe. You're normally safe. However, if you're outside and something falls off a building or whatnot, that is where the danger happens, or if you're mountain or hiking. So look, that is a bit of a danger. We have typhoons here as well. If it's a typhoon, you're told to stay in. So if you go out, you are putting yourself in extra danger, which isn't necessary. So yeah, we do have some adverse weather. Like it's sunny today. I'm wearing my hat because then it turns cold, and then I can't be bothered to keep putting my hat on and off, so I just keep it on. So very adverse weather. Overall now, overview. I don't know why I'm saying overview. What is that word? Overview is, look, if you got not safe and really safe, I'll put Taiwan, me personally, in the really safe area, okay? Can you go into the not safe areas? Yes, you can, like anywhere. But for me, overall, this is one of the best things about Taiwan, and it allows you to live your life in peace if you want to, in safety, and to grow as natural as you wish. I was going to be philosophical. I was going to go all philosophy wise then, and then I forgot what I was going to say. So from me, it's safe. I might actually make some videos like going out like 1 a.m, 2 a.m, walking around in the main city areas, just to show you as well, so you get a bit of an idea. Although it'll be seen like as a bit stalkerish and weird when everyone's drunk and I'm just walking around normal, but I might give it a go for you. But for me, it's a big tick, a massive tick is safety, especially as an Asian country. So do more research on it, because all the decisions you make are yours alone, and all the results of your actions are also yours. I can't take any blame for anything what does happen. If you decide to come here, oh, Matt said it was safe, but some guy punched me in the eye, well, that's your fault, unfortunately. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it will. Anyway, I've got to get going. I need another coffee. Stay cool, stay safe. Bye.